Okay, let's get started on this now. So for the rib cage, what we're going to do is we're going to do a box, just because it's the easiest thing to represent the angle of the rib cage in 3D space. So for example, what I mean by that is this. Okay, so this is going to be what represents my rib cage. Okay, and then I'm going to do another box for the hips. Okay, so from the side view, this is going to look like this. And this is obviously exaggerated a fair amount, but you get the idea. Okay. Once you get the hang of drawing it like this, of course you are more than welcome to start chucking in as like circle shapes. The important thing that we're trying to develop with this box shape here is that we want it to be three-dimensional. Okay, so it's got to come across this way, but it's also got to have thickness as well. Okay, not just width, thickness. It's going to be very important when we start putting the muscles on this. If I take this guy and we take away these side bits here, and we just got these bits here like this. Okay, we can do this, but you need to keep in mind that when you start to add the structure of anatomy on top of that, see how I'm coming out past where it is? Okay, because there's a whole lot of form. It's a three-dimensional shape. Okay, so you'll have to keep that in mind whichever way you decide to represent your rib cage and what have you. That it is a three-dimensional shape, and if I was to ignore that and I was to draw my anatomy in here right up against it, you can see what I'm getting. It's a much less desirable result. Okay, the form is a three-dimensional thing, and if we want to represent that in a two-dimensional space, we need to make sure that we are doing exactly that, representing it. Okay, alright, so moving on, let's keep drawing some more of these body shapes here. So what I might do is let's so I would probably start with a really simple representation, something like this. Okay, getting our stick figure in here. And then once you have that stick figure in there, that's when I would knock it back with the soft eraser like we talked about at the start. And I'd start adding my 3D form in here. Okay, you can see what we're starting to get here now. Again, we're not going to worry about the head too much for this this course. There is another course on that. So again, start with this one. It's A. Then we erase, and then we come and tighten it up like this. Okay, and you can see how or why that three-dimensional shape is important. It really adds that depth to it. Okay, and once you get used to it, you've done it lots, you'll be able to just add the anatomy in without needing that the help or the aid of that 3D shape. But for now, for the beginning stages, it's better to include it, get used to it before, get your eyes trained to seeing it. So I would draw everything with my stick figure first, so my skeleton as it were. So let's do a dude coming forwards, hey? You can have this as simple or as complicated as you wanted. Your stick figure, that is. And we will just going to give myself a bit more space on the side here so that I don't have to move around. Alright. Then I would knock it back with the eraser again. This is really exaggerated, obviously. Of course, then I would add this is where I'd add the arms and legs in here. To get that running figure. However, we're not doing that. Okay, so I think you got a pretty good understanding of what I mean by the three-dimensional shape here. So we're just going to stop this lesson here, and we'll come back and we'll go over the arms and the legs.